Is it working? Is it set to art? Are you sure this is working? Hey, I think we're good. I think we're good. How far away do I sound? Pretty far? Ooh, I'm falling. Okay. Here we go. We are on to the next phase. Will it actually look like what it's supposed to look like? Find out right now. The answer is almost certainly not. Jesus. I swear, please. Yes! Yes, I can move it. Also, we need to mute this. I don't want to hear myself speak. I don't know how that got unmuted, but there it is. Thank you very. Why is that pop? Interesting. Strange, really. All right, and that's working. Okay, we're good to go. Clear. All right. So we got some face to draw. It's not gonna go well. For some reason we're on blue. That's not why it's not gonna go well. It's not gonna go well because I suck. Anyway. Here we are. Whose cat fur is this? Not mine. I'm not even a cat. All right. Am I? Okay. We're going to go with bottom left. Red eyes here. Will we do red eyes too? I don't know. Well, we got red eyes. All right. So this is just the face. No hair, no neck, no back of the head for the original. I think we should try and do as much as we can. So we'll see about that, but you know. Got another O mouth here. What is that nose? Okay. All right. Sure. Okay. So they did something like that. And I guess that's supposed to be the nose there. And then there's like a shadow. Fuck was that? I don't know what the fuck my neighbors do, but they constantly like have these loud bangs on metal like that. I don't know what they're doing. I thought they were supposed to be, unfortunately for me, running a fucking daycare there. Um, but I don't think I've seen kids there in fucking years. Okay. I don't know. I hear them like I mean, this part isn't that strange, but I hear them like shuffling around in like glass bottles and cans all the time. So I assume they collect their recycling. But like I don't know what the fuck like the large sheet metal sounds are. What are they doing over there? What the fuck are they cooking? Huh? Cooking you. All right. We finally played Borderlands 4. Got like 4-ish hours into it, probably 3.5, maybe only like 3 of actual like story. I honestly don't feel like it's going anywhere. I don't know, this is the worst a Borderlands has ever felt, and I'm pretty disappointed so far. I am absolutely gonna finish it, and I'm gonna give it more of a chance. But so far, Vex has been the siren who I'm playing. Usually the sirens are like the most unique. She's like the most basic thing. She's just like flak, but worse. Most of the guns feel extremely generic and like there's no difference. I only like just before I got off for the night, I only just started using like interesting feeling weapons and grenades. Um I don't know. It doesn't feel like a Borderlands game. There's like no there's a little bit of satisfaction like I said once I'm about to like get off, I find like a couple of guns that feel unique and like maybe a little powerful cuz like the thing is most of the time okay, I'm like headshotting guys and they're popping if they're like mobs, but like it just there's no power behind it. It feels like I don't know. It just doesn't feel good. It feels weak. It feels hollow. Um, it doesn't feel unique. Uh, and I guess that's because they were like Jacob's Weapons, which is the manufacturer in the game, and it feels identical. Not even. It feels so similar to 3, but this like the perks behind it are identical. So it's like there's nothing fun here. There's nothing new. And I get familiarity in a game that has stripped away a lot of the familiarity of Borderlands, but they didn't leave the familiarity that's good. And that's like the satisfaction of using like an old western style revolver or shotgun in a land of lasers and rockets. Um But like I ended up like finding a throwing knife instead of a grenade, and you get charges, kind of like the spells in Wonderlands, instead of actually like a grenade count, which kind of fucking sucks. Um, like the abilities, I've only tried 2 out of Vex's 3, and they kind of fucking suck. One is she has like a creature she can summon, and the creature is okay. It's just like it's cute. It's like a tiger thing, but like it's not that good. And then her other one, she either like so far there's other augments or whatever. She either shoots forward a beam of damage or damages all around her, and then she gets like a slight buff, and she can throw little orbs that are maybe elemental based on I think the gun you use when you go into her Vex mode or whatever the fuck it's called. And it's just not very good. Like it's not satisfying to use. It's not it feels like Borderlands 1 in like the worst way, I guess. Not even as good as Borderlands 1. Borderlands 1, the abilities were just kind of boring. Like the coolest thing realistically was Lilith going invis because it felt like a magical, mystical space power. Brick explosion punching also kind of felt unique. The Mordecai's bird was ass. It would have been cool if fucking Bloodwing didn't just fly into a rock repeatedly and then come back without doing anything. And then Roland's turret was a turret, and it was fine, but it was kind of basic, right? So like the problem with one was everything overall was kind of basic. To be fair, this was over 10 years ago. The technology wasn't there for some of the more explosive stuff, which is where two like brought in cool effects and like suspending enemies in air and throwing them around and um you know interesting or unique things to change the fact that you were mostly just shooting enemies anyway. All right, and then 3 really brought about some like explosiveness, like some high octane like borderlandsy stuff that we now like consider like speed and explosions. And 4 just doesn't feel like it has that pace. It doesn't feel fast. It feels clunky. It doesn't feel uh explosive. It feels like you're punching air. Um like the skills, like I said, are just right now. I haven't tried the third one, but it's like tiger thing out or explodey thing that barely does much for you. And then it's a pretty long cooldown. And I get that I'm early on. I get that it's like um I don't know how else to put it, I guess. It's just early on, right? Like I get it. Jesus Christ, that looks awful. But it just so far doesn't have the charm because there's no reason to ignore the glaring issues of the gameplay because those issues have no story to have me focus on. The story is effectively non-existent. It starts off talking about how you're on Kairos, and Kairos is this planet that's this prison planet that's impossible to find on purpose and can only be found on accident. And somehow vault hunters are there searching for a vault that they shouldn't know is there. So they're there, and there's this immortal guy who apparently can control people with this thing he puts inside of them. And he puts one inside of us. This is the very start of the game. And he just chooses not to control us for like the first hour. Because the whole point is to like find a way, I guess. I mean, we have a way. We're told there's a way. We're told there's a plan. Um, but the plan is ass, if we're being honest. Okay. All right. Um, and it just isn't there. Okay. All right, so this is turning into the same thing again. So hold on. How do I do this? Do I just tilt the whole fucking thing? But basically, there's no investment in any of the characters yet. Like, there's just no reason to be invested. There is nothing to invest. Like, you just don't know anyone. And they start dying. and like you start fighting with someone and there's just no reason. It doesn't make any sense. I'm hoping, I'm sure we'll find out the reason later, but it still doesn't really fucking make sense. Like it feels pointless as fuck. It's missing the charm of a Borderlands and it's missing the story of like where we were there for a vault hunt, right? In the first one, you're there for a vault hunt, and I guess these are spoilers. You're there for a vault hunt, and you run into a company that also wants it for themselves, and they start fighting with you, and you go to war with Atlas. In the second one, you're there for a vault hunt, and it was bait. The CEO of Hyperion wants to kill you because he wants the vault for himself. So you start a war with him. You find out the people of the planet are being oppressed by him. He's killing anyone he deems a bandit at this point, right? So you got to save the planet while getting your loot. Fine. Pre-sequel, you get to get the backstory of how Jack became the person he was. These are again, these have all been spoilers. I hope you feel like I warned you, but if you haven't played them, but you get to learn how Jack became who he is, and it's a long list of being betrayed by people, and all set in motion by like an Iridian being who allegedly could see the future and show people the future, showed someone the future. That person was like, I gotta stop this future. But in doing so, that's actually what sets in motion the future that will be brought about, right? So it's this series of you were shown the future because you got Doctor Strange. That's how I'll put it, right? You were shown the future you needed to see in order to set motion the future that needed to be, even though that future was terrible and the future you were creating was going to be oppressive. That's the future the being wanted you to create, I guess. And you have Jack, who is just at this point kind of a dick, but he's not like homicidal. He gets attacked. Somebody tries to kill him, right? He finally gets away. He meets up with his ex-girlfriend. People betray him again, and then his ex-girlfriend tries to kill him, and he just snaps. And he had already, done the same thing the people who were trying to kill him were doing, where they were sacrificing the people of the space station for the greater good. He did that, right? Sacrificed people on his team for the greater good. Whether or not that's appropriate, I don't think so, but you know, he wasn't mass murdering just yet. But he was like the step away. He probably would have got there, but Moxie throws him over the edge by trying to kill him. And now you have a psychopath. But at the end of the day, it's the story of how Jack became the person who tries to kill everyone on Pandora for power. So it's like it's it's a nice fill-in story, right? One, the story was kind of ass. I mean, it's very basic. There wasn't that much to it. Two, the story was phenomenal. You didn't really get some of it because so much happened in between, which is why they probably ended up doing the Tales from and the Borderlands pre-sequel stuff. And then 3 comes along and the story is like it's honestly not that bad without like if you ignore the like their investment in turning it into Twitch, right? Like they really wanted to integrate streaming and they wanted to be topical with how popular streaming had gotten, and I think a lot of it probably was from them paying homage to how huge Borderlands 2 was in the streaming communities. Right, Borderlands 2 was huge. It was an old game that was still getting views and still had a and still does have a dedicated community compared to the pre-sequel, compared to 1, compared to other games. Borderlands 2 maintained like a pretty solid um I guess amount of viewership for quite a while there. And I think that their like homage with making the main enemy streamers basically and super obnoxious was supposed to be that, but they're super obnoxious. But like at the core of their story, they are kind of just plain evil, so that takes away from some of the right, like the complexity of Jack is he wasn't always evil. He just became that to due to circumstances. You know, maybe he didn't have to be. Um he was like almost relatable. The twins aren't really that relatable. Like their big trauma is their dad wouldn't let them leave the planet because they were something, you know? That's their trauma. Like that's why you I don't know, man. I mean, that's kind of a flop, but at the end of the day, it's not that bad like if you ignore right? Like being super sheltered and not understanding maybe that your actions are seriously gonna fuck up things, right? I don't know. It feels like that's maybe just like a oh they're dumb kids kind of write off, but it's not the worst story I've ever heard of, if you will. This one so far, I mean, 3 kind of had the same problem where it's like, well, why is somebody getting left alive in a situation where the evil person has the power to end it kind of thing? Like it doesn't really add up. But like this one, they've left it too blank at the start here. I'm not invested the way like we don't know how we got to Kairos. It explains it that you can't know how to get to Kairos. So therefore we don't know, right? So how did we get to Kairos? Why are we there? We're vault hunters. Okay. But like what does that mean? How did we get here? How did we know there's a vault here? Why is there a vault here? What is this? Some alternate universe that, you know, got ripped out from the sky, I guess? And, you know, I get that I have to just play the game to find out the story, I suppose, but there's not really a whole hell of a lot of encouragement to happen here to do it. I'm trying something a little different here because this is supposed to be at a different angle that I don't really know. And they didn't draw, so I'm trying to like wing it. I don't think it's coming out. I don't know. I feel like so far this Borderlands is I get that I'm only like 4 hours in, and usually Borderlands games, you know, maybe can be beaten in like 2 hours if you ignore everything. But you know, like we're trying to see something. How do I do this? I feel like what I have here is good if they're supposed to be looking that way, but they're supposed to be looking up. Yeah, that's definitely not going to be it, but hold on. How do I do this? I think I see why they didn't draw the fucking chin, because they don't know how to either. Okay. Ba-da-bum. Seriously, how the fuck do I draw this? Doesn't feel right. Is that Michael Jackson? MJ? I think I drew MJ. I don't know, maybe I'm tripping on more. I mean, I had avoided literally everything I could about that game to come in fresh when I finally did get to come in on it. And I don't know, it's just not been, maybe I like was too hopeful. Maybe that's it. I was too hopeful and I shouldn't have been, right? And so now I'm like super, I don't want to say super disappointed, but the game isn't giving me the satisfaction that even 3 had, you know? Right? We're not getting to experience anything. I don't know, this doesn't feel like what I'm drawing here doesn't feel necessarily like really bad. It just doesn't feel like the style I'm going for. I feel like this kind of works. I just don't like it. Huh? Okay. Actually, let's do this. If I move this eye, okay? It's a bit too close, isn't it? Maybe like here. And then can I like fix the ear maybe a smidgen? Actually, that's not that bad. Well, I want the ear to be like more flat facing. I might, you know what? I might just go with this because I feel like we're struggling a lot. And if I keep going, we're never going to get past the sketch. I think that's it. All right. We got to do that thing where you just got to sometimes call it. you know? Because if I just keep going, like I said, it's probably gonna get better, but I'm not gonna get anywhere, right? We're not gonna get the type of practice we want, which is like an everything, an all-encompassing thing. Oh man, I have looked at the reviews now, and I'm praying for no spoilers on those for four. And the reviews seem kind of mixed, where most people feel like it's just a generic, um, it's a generic like open world looter shooter. For me, I was comparing it to like a combination of Biomutant and Rage, where there's like stuff to do, but it's so far out, like between each other, and it's like not that interesting, and like the world feels empty and hollow until it doesn't, and then it's just overkill. It's like an overstimulation. I don't know. It just something something's not right. I don't know how else to put it. All right, so this is going to be base Lart 1. Maybe I should do 4 for this. But I like something feels missing from my Borderlands game. I feel like by now there should be that spark of a Borderlands game. There should be that charm. There should be the satisfaction of a loot that I just haven't yet gotten. Um, you know? And I'm not saying it's been a bad game. Like the gameplay is all right. It feels a little generic. It feels like if Borderlands 3 was made, well, the way I said it or last night, I guess when I was playing is it feels like this game was made for the TikTok generation. Like there's something about that I just don't get. You know, the need to just be on to the next thing. Like, okay, I'll play a game like that on purpose, where, especially when I've played before, where I just move on to the next thing, right? Right, I'm drawing like that in a way, right? I move on to the next thing, but there's like a reason, right? If I'm replaying through Borderlands 2, I've played it so many times, I know which side quests are gonna give me something that I want for the most part, right? So I just move on to the next thing, right? I know the skips or the jumps, and there's like some fun in that knowledge. It's not simply, um, here's this, act like this or whatever type of deal. It's, it's, I'm going to skip this part because it's either too easy or more like challenge than it's worth doing. But like this game feels like it's having me run from place to place. There's like effectively nothing in between to bring me to where I should go, because there are actually things, it even shows you on a map, there are things, places to go to, but those places are like out of the way between your main story and your last main story. There's no real reason to go there because they haven't told you to go there. And there's even less reason to go there because we have yet to get a single bit of satisfying loot. 4 hours in, no legendaries. Not that big a deal, right? I've farmed for legendaries for more times than that and not gotten one and two. But like even the guns we were getting, I didn't get something I could use that felt unique, like truly unique and interesting until like my last 20 minutes playing the game. You know? Like something is missing from the game. Okay. Bro, that is not a good face. Looks like a fucking chimpanzee. What am I drawing? Christ, that's a fucking chin on her, you know? I'm not saying, like I said, I'm pretty sure I already said this. I'm not saying the game is bad. It's just not Borderlands. It's Rage. It's Biomutant. I don't know. It's what was that? I never ended up playing it, but I kind of wanted to. Star Wars Outlaws, I think, is that's the open world one, right? Like Borderlands, I honestly used to want a Borderlands open world, and I still do, but I don't feel like we've gotten it here. This feels more open world, less Borderlands. It feels like I was saying, it's like the TikTok age of they expect you to only have a few, seconds or minutes of attention. So you fight and then you go to the next fight and there's nothing in between those fights. And all of the like exposition happens while you're fighting and you can't really even hear it. Right? There was one dude who appeared, I don't remember his name cuz he's very forgettable. Um so he's just there and he's got like some sort of astral projection thing and I can't tell what he's saying. There's not even fighting going on. It's just so muddled that you can't tell what he's saying. I feel like a lot of the sound is just off. in general, really. Like pulling out the Jacob's pistol, super satisfying. But then like so much else of it is just so unsatisfying. Okay. Think this time we're gonna go ahead and skip drawing the eye under. I just want to see if that does anything for us. Like aesthetically, I think it's cool, but it's not really necessarily needed, and I don't know if it's really the answer here. Okay. I feel like this eye unfortunately came out really good, but not for the angle I was hoping to gather here. So, how's that? She's shocked. Bro, that is awful. Okay. Will not draw, even though I think it would help me visualize. Oh boy. She's so fucking shocked. All right. I guess let's get the skin layer going. Okay, that obviously didn't work. Where did it fall apart? Right there. Okay, how about now? Doesn't look like that worked again. Frustrating. I feel like it should just get the gist of it. Am I crazy? Should be no question of what I want to do here. I guess I was hoping for Borderlands that they would just listen to the fans instead of, you know, like I get a lot of them wanted two strats back, and there was a lot wrong with two. It was too grindy for the casual player, right? Because there are people who, I mean, look at Moo and I when we played it. There are so many guns he didn't get to try because the game just doesn't drop them. You have to do some serious fucking grind to get them, right? He will probably I don't think he was that into the game, so he will probably never know the the Sandhawk B combination, right? He'll not get that like core Borderlands experience. He'll never know the sham Norfleet because the Norfleet's bugged after all this time. They still didn't fix it, right? He'll never know like the um the boar thing because he'll probably never play a zero to try boar. And so he won't get the glory of one tapping a fucking bunker just for the fuck of it, you know? Because it's too grindy. It really is. For the casual player, for people who want to just take a little peek and maybe get a smidge of the Borderlands experience. And you can say, "Oh, well, he can complete the game." Right? People like that can complete the game. So what's the difference? The difference is that you already have shit that's locked to them, right? You have the the raid bosses that you really can't beat unless you're solo or you know specific strats. So it's like, why not make it so it's a little more accessible, you know? And I think that's what pre-sequel did right. You would occasionally find unique or legendary items in the shop, right? One, of course, did that right. It's the whole reason two existed because one did the loot right. You could just get things that were fun to use literally any fucking day of the week, right? You could kill someone who was killing you with the Pestilent Defiler or their Tedior Equalizer or whatever, where you could kill them and take it. If they had a Hellfire, you kill them, you have a Hellfire. That was fun. And I believe that can technically happen in 2, but it's just so uncommon that I don't even think most people know that it actually can happen. Um, all right, let's deselect. I'm gonna do something crazy. Hopefully, I remember to undo this. Okay. All right, I think we're locked. Holy. Oh my God. How's it going? This shit's scuffed. That's a little better. Not that much. Well, all right. Dum, da, 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 da. Okay. So if I do this, I just want to test something. Actually, we don't need to name it yet. So if I color over this with, let's say I want to do this part in, I'll just pick a random fucking green here. We'll make green eyes. Okay, so we can erase that. So I don't necessarily need to. Downloading some 7 Deadly Sin game from Steam. Oh. Little more red. Looks like shit now. Well, I'm not going to do that. Mostly because you said that. Alright. Anyway. Enjoy your 7 Deadly Sins game. Okay, so we will want to do the detail layer under, because I think this could work, right? Hello? You know? Looks like, I mean, if you say so, broski. I'm just working right now. Okay. All right. Let's actually we can maybe stay selected. Will that work? It will work. Okay. Here we go. Yay! It works. It works. Get chinted. New strategy unlocked. Do do do. Okay. You know, I don't know that this really makes a whole lot of sense, but it's going to, I guess. I don't fucking know. Can't believe this was the strategy the whole time. I didn't know. Or did I? I didn't. Could have swore I had more lines here and I don't know where they are. Alright, we don't need that. This we'll probably have to redo because we gotta do the lashes. But we'll go ahead and try our best for now. Do 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 da 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 da. Yeah da 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 da. Dun 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 dun. I'm yipping my last E here, bud. Do 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 do. Get zoomed. Okay. Fuck, how do I pull off the nose? Hit the nose. I don't even think this is a good nose. But, you know, sometimes the nose knows. That looks strange. Life is strange. I think part of what's really fucking this up for me mentally is the eyes not being right. We'll just do this for now. Whether or not this is the answer, I don't really know. I don't know. Well, we can always come back and change whatever the fuck I'm supposed to be doing here. Da -da 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 -da. I don't know. All right, let's do a little ball action. Can I? Hey, there we go. Let's draw them balls. All right. How's this on? Oh, that's selective decode. How's that look? Yeah, I don't like that for an eye color, so I need to pick the eye color first. Do I? Let's do blue. I mean, they got the reds down, but you know what? Let's do yellow. That doesn't make any sense as an eye color. That'll be great. Too yellow. I'm thinking maybe more like a amber. Yeah. All right, so if that's gonna be the eye color, okay. Um, that's that. We'll want to go maybe here, and then here. Oh, that's still too yellow. That is the problem with yellow. It's like the most visible fucking color of all time. Ooh, that's tough. Wait, I wanted to make it smaller. What am I doing? Yeah, that just looks like jaundice. All right, maybe yellow isn't the play. What if I just white this for once? I think yellow on yellow might be too much. Okay. Why is the opacity down here? What is my opacity at? 100%. All right. If you look, if you say so, bro. Okay. What do we think? Think it's not bad, right? Get Selecto Deco going. Can we not? Am I tripping? Oh, we're not on Selecto Deco. My bad. Okay. Piss yellow. Let's fucking go. Love that. Don't like that. Now, we are on Lart, so let's change that. Well, actually, hold on. Skin deep. What if we just like slap? Hold on. What if we do that, and then we go to the balls, and we just. Will this do the same? Ooh. So why does it work with the skin, but not with this? Is it because it's too many layers down? So if I add a layer, drag that layer down, in this layer, if I do black, will that work? No. Why? I don't think I changed opacity. Did I? Okay. So for this one, they didn't do any of the bottom light, which is interesting. I guess maybe they got sick of it or they didn't like it. Um, I don't know. Should I blend this? No. At least not at that stage. Hold on, let's shrink that thing. Okay. I don't know about the blending on it. I don't know. I just don't know about this, you know? Do 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 da 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 da. Yeah, da 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 da. Let me check something real quick. Okay. Yeah, here's the deal. It's not cool, by the way, right? Like, am I crazy? Telling someone change the color, say it looks like shit. Like, if you actually want someone to do something because you think it'll help them, that's definitely not the way to go about it. Probably should have just banned the dude for that, but I don't know. Sometimes I'm too nice. I feel like the uh the appropriate thing to do would be to say, "Hey, I think it would look better as this color for this reason." That's just me. But, it's the way it is. Okay. I think we need it a little darker. There we go. I don't know. I feel like I don't know that person well enough for them to just come in like that. Kind of kills the vibe. We're on Lart. What did I just do that for? There we go. Yeah. All right, so we zoom out. Hey, not bad, not bad, not bad. Okay. So now, what is this? Oh, look at that. Neat. Okay. Um, all right. Now, I guess we do the mouth. We'll go to the LART. Should be able to catch it, I think. No, 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 no. We didn't catch it. Okay. So select a Dicko, deselect a Dicko. Okay. But we're on LART, so that should be fine. So let's just go ahead and... Really? Oh, I'm on LART, that's why. Yeah, that'll explain it. Okay. Let's deselect a Dicko. Oh my gosh, you guys. I finally won something. This is another case of I think the yellow eyes actually look good with white hair, so it makes me want to not do anything. Uh, but anyway, let's do the lashes now. Okay. Not great, but we're doing our best. I feel like I need more curve in it. You know, sometimes she's got to get that curve in it. You got to hit the right spot. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I think you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm talking about. It's just better when it's got a curve in it. Also, I know I didn't do the pupils yet, by the way. I'm just like, I'm trying to create the illusion that it's facing a specific way, and I don't really know how to do that. So I'm like trying to get everything around it like that so that it really will hopefully sell it. think maybe if I go to Lart, I might have to shrink that down a little bit even more. Like the angle isn't right. It doesn't feel right to me. That actually helped. Wait a minute. Okay. Okay. All right. So how the fuck do I do this? How do I make this look 3D? Maybe I should do this one first. Okay. All right. It's not great. All right. So the big problem here is this for me. Honestly, the rest of it's not terrible. I kind of like the shading. I like the skin tone. I like the eyes, even though they're a little wobbly. The hair is a little wobbly too, but I don't know. We can maybe fix that. I feel like maybe we get rid of this. And, you know, maybe. Oh boy. Oh, are we on white? Yeah. Okay. Sure. All right. Okay. So we got the lashes on. Um, I feel like I did pretty good here. I did a little less good here. I think this eye maybe needed to be a little smaller. It's fine. Um, part of that could be that I need something here to break up the skin tone, but like I just don't have that, so it looks super strange. Oh, we're on a separate layer here. Oh fuck. Why did I think I was on Lart layer? Kind of looks like a lizard person right now. I think it's the colors. It's the yellow eyes and like the narrowness of the face. This probably was I don't know. It wasn't better off coming up to here, but I think it needed to start here and end there for it to be a little better. Okay. Let's just try and do a little bit of hair stuff real quick if we can, please. Thank you. Hopefully it's not going to be a huge issue. It should just, yeah, it should just be good. I will probably have a problem with that though. Hold on. Let's actually, oh, okay. All right. Um, I wish you could just tell Selecto Dico tool what to do. There's no other way to put it. How, how is it, how am I unable to erase this? What? Now I can? Okay, fine. All right, so now we can selecto Dickle, selecto Dico. We're good to go. I'm thinking, maybe that blue hair again. It was kind of interesting. It was kind of fun. This time we'll do blue base, and then we'll try and do the black. Oh, okay, that's why I was looking the way it was. We'll try and do like a black detail-y thing going on. Does that work? I don't like this blue as it stands. Well, actually, hold on. So if we do this, and then we do that, and then we put this under that. Okay. What if we do it again? Does that make it more? No. Okay. All right. So we do want that, but we want this. Okay. Uh, so what if we choose that? Okay. And we go here. And now we do black. It's not really working. So that's, I guess that's the limitation of this strategy, right? If it's too close to black, it won't really work. Okay, so we got that. We'll do the layer. So if I do black, it just will not show. Damn. Really? If I do black over it, it will. Which is fine, I guess. Okay. Maybe I should have done the whatchamacallit thing. Alright, actually, hold on. Let's blend this if we can. So that we don't have, like, those harsher lines. Um, should we try dulling? I feel like dulling sometimes just works better. I don't know what it is. It's like 50-50, 50-50 whether or not it's going to work at all. Okay, that had the exact opposite effect. Wait a minute. I think it's... Oh, hold on. I think we can leave this. Trust in the process. Ooh. Ooh, ooh. Trust in the process. Okay. So that's just revealing the blue or the black underneath because it's actually doing like the null. It's combining the null of this layer, which it shouldn't be doing, but it is. Okay. So now, what if we hopefully... Why doesn't this feel like it's work? Oh, it's because it's so big. I'm like, what? Why isn't it working? Jesus Christ. Okay. We're gonna have to make that smaller. Mm, it's almost too much there, huh? I don't know. It's like it's nice in theory, but it's just not really working for me. Hold on. What if I do it like this? Maybe lesser? I think we might be onto something with this. All right, it's not ideal, but we're working on it. I actually liked that part. It's I think it's this one that's got to go, but I don't fucking know what I'm doing. I think that one and that one got to go, and I got to like start over from scratch. Oh. What I should have done is this on a separate layer. I'm gonna get rid of all this. I don't feel like it's working for me as it is. So we'll just sit on that. Let's maybe do a new layer. What if I do this layer? What if I change this to white? I just want to see what happens behind the scenes here. Yeah, so all that changes from that to that. Okay. Maybe the play is black layer, white layer. Do like white in the areas where I want and then try and like force it. You know what I mean? So let's make this white because we're on the right layer now, right? Yeah. So now we're just kind of erasing anywhere it's black. But if we I guess it doesn't really work this way right now, but if I had planned for it, this is how I should have done it. Actually, I do want this one down here to be black. Maybe a little bit of... I don't want it to be white. I want it to be lighter. So then we can maybe go over this with a little bit of that then. Lil me. Come on now. It's so goofy looking, man. Alright. I think we fucked that up quite enough. Let's go ahead and deselect. Let's try and do like a thick little detail layer real quick. Let's name these so I know what they are. This will just be like a deep, you know? And let's try and like clean up some of the lines. Nope. Fuck, that was going so good too. Alright. Stop being selfish and doing the one runs because they're satisfying, right? I think we'll come back and do the same. Hopefully, if there's time. There should be. We'll do the same for the like underlayer in the hopes that we can like redeed it. You know? Do 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 do. Do. Damn it. What the hell? I don't know what that was, but sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do, you know? Okay. Nope. Damn. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Mm-hmm. How did I do that right there? What was that cooking? All right. I'm just trying to cook. It is not coming out. You know, the more I think about it, the more I think I should, you know? I think we might. Would anybody really be mad if we did? Surely not. Didn't I already do this? Am I tripping? Somebody going through and erasing it as I'm doing it? The hell's going on? Hit him with the old wobbly bobbly, you know? Hit it, Fergie. Okay. All right. I think maybe this high needs to be higher. Just gonna have a massive forehead. Okay. Let's try something a little even more different. We're gonna increase the size again. We're gonna go over the areas we did do. We're gonna try and reapply because we did just do that in 4. So I feel like we kind of have to do this in a little bigger just to try and like get some proper, I don't know if you can really call any of this to scale or whatever, but just get this scaled a little good. And hopefully it'll work with this too. It doesn't look like it is, but whatever. Yeah, I don't like that after all. I'm fine with this. You know what? Actually, no, this is fine. Sorry. This is fine. Oh, I didn't do this eye. Hold on. Let's shrink that down to 4. Oh, shit. 4 on the dot. I knew I was forgetting something. Kind of have to match this with the hair a little bit. Alright, because like the hair is in front of the face. No. No. Okay. Okay. All right. I think I'm losing it. I don't know. I feel like maybe put like I kind of want to put like maybe pink here for like the cheek. Just for like a shadowy type deal. Not necessarily because I think it'll change much. So we're here. Let's just head over like maybe a little bit. Did that do anything for us? Not really. Yeah. No. Yeah. No. I don't like it. I think it's as good as I'm going to get it. Is it good? Maybe not, but I think this is where we're at right now. Okay. I'm gonna. Can I please just fucking. Can I please zoom out? Thank you. Alright. Oh shit. Fuck. I just want to move it. No, I just want to move it. I don't understand. We're like. We're. All of the layers are selected. Why won't it work? Oh my god. Alright. I guess we're staying off center. I don't. For some reason, it won't work. If I deselect first, will it let me do it? Interesting. It usually lets me do this. Alright, forget it. Very off center. Sorry about that. What do we call this one? No. File. Save as, what is it, 7? I think this is 7. We're gonna save it. So shading wise, pretty decent. This is probably our best skin and like shading for the skin yet. Hair technique, kind of like a step back, but a step forward. It's like it doesn't feel as nice as the one red one or the orange one we did, but we tried. I mean, I guess for that the whole thing was trying something new too, but we tried something different that I think will lead to hopefully better results. I think maybe combine this with what I did for that. So one background that's maybe darker, and then a foreground maybe for lighter. That might be it, or maybe a foreground for details. So detail hair and under hair. That way we can get like these black tips and maybe like lighter highlights. Um, I feel like we got a pretty decent angle on this eye. This eye is okay. Overall, though, it looks kind of funny because I don't know. I feel like this isn't that bad. It's that this is. Are you? All right. You kidding me? Anyway, uh, this isn't that bad. It's just that this is too high and too like short for like this combination. So like these eyes maybe needed to be higher up to account for it. And like maybe this needed to be a little wider. Or this, maybe this needed to be wider, I guess. I don't really know. Something feels a little off about it. It's not terrible though. I think maybe if the eyes were higher and the like bottom, I don't know. We'll figure it the fuck out, I guess. But it's not terrible. Kind of reminds me of Layla from Futurama. Um, I don't know what it is. Anyway, overall, I think the skin probably turned out the best. I like the details, kind of like that shading technique. Actually getting to do it, like right here, kind of slaps for me. I don't know. But I got a lot of work ahead of me, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. This is the one that I would say is, given the fact that we were not given any of the hair, the neck, this bottom jaw, right? We all we got to work with was this and the fuck. Do I deselect? Here we go. All we had to work from was this and the eyes and that, right? We didn't have that. We didn't have any of the neck or any of the hair for this one. I think this one is actually our best one perspective wise, and actually not that bad. In terms of like coloring in, color and all that, kind of mid. But I do think like the skin itself kind of came out good in terms of with the shading. I think the color is kind of decent, but maybe not so much with this eye color. I don't know, like they're too close. Anyway, thanks for being here. Thanks for hanging out. I'm gonna get off for the night, for the day, I guess. I don't know. I'll probably be back later, but thanks for being here, and I hopefully will catch you in the next one. Bye.